Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the United Adventure Company presents Welcome Home, a Dungeons & Dragons homebrew campaign, Season 2, Episode, I believe it's 11. I did not get to check my notes, but I believe it's 11. We've called this one A Raven's Journey. Intriguing, I know, right? Joined our cast of Professor Matches, Veil of Shadows, Tux Gemini, and Brata Und, our heroes or anti-heroes of the evil campaign in the world of Murdor, a custom creation of my own doing. We're gonna jump into it because I have a feeling this episode is gonna go. You are laughing. Are you laughing at the captions? Did the captions do something? What?
No, you said you just said it. This is part of the campaign of Murdor for our anti-heroes, and then I thought about Matches telling us earlier in the Discord. What is this? Are you going to become a bunch of heroes? I'm sorry. It's like
Yes. Oh, okay. That's okay.
it doesn't even make sense to anybody but me. I'm sure.
No,
it makes perfect sense.
Makes perfect sense. And
It does.
you would have missed that if you're in our Discord because that's in the game channel where the players kind of rag on each other and talk to each other and we talk about the game a little bit.
Let's just say that when Matches asked that, after Matches asked that question, I asked if it was normal for a hero to shoot people in the face just because he didn't like the answer to their question. So
I believe that Hawkeye did that in one of the
X-Men.
Like I think
you know what? That's fine.
But Hawkeye's not necessarily good either.
That's true.
We're gonna get off the rails into a whole nother topic if we stay down that road. So we're gonna jump into the game. When we last left our anti-heroes, they had finished laying waste to a mind flayer and his minions as they were attacked over the dwarven city in the mountains there on the eastern coast of our continent. Afterwards, they landed, kind of helped pick up the pieces. They recovered 2 more spell jamming ships. One was a class higher than theirs, a little bit larger, and one the same as their Nautiloid. They helped the dwarves kind of pick up the pieces, and Tux went to the dwarven princess Mariel, and Mariel had been wanting to dabble in magic for a bit. Had gotten mixed up with the Fae, and it looks like Tux is going to try to strike a bargain to get Mariel onto the Raven Queen side and away from the Fae. So Tux has promised the Queen of the Dwarves that he will ensure the safety of Mariel and deliver her to the Raven Queen and guide them in their journey, if you will, to create that pact.
Yeah, as long as it helps Tux.
Did I miss anything, folks?
Nope. I don't think so.
I think that's about the recap, right? So that's where we're going to pick up right there at the top of the mountain.
Okay.
Let me know if that's a bit too much out there. Twitchland and players, if it's too loud, let me know. I will adjust the music. And if you can't hear it, let me know. I'll turn it up a little bit.
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear music, but I don't think I hardly ever hear it.
There's music. I hear music now.
Okay. Yep.
Right on. The month of Militon is normally a transition. It starts cold and barren, dry. But as the month begins to move on, the weather begins to warm. Rains come to freshen the ground. Normally, Vale and Brata, you would have been plowing the fields and preparing for the spring planting season at Karans. Those days seem simple and faint, but a faint memory from where you are now. Your early adulthood thrust upon you by conflict and politics. Surely a hard way to grow up fast by itself, but then there's the lycanthropy. For the two of you, You know the end of the month holds 3 days of full moons, and you remember what happened the last time. Now, with even fewer of your comrades around you to understand that transformation, what will happen? Will your new friends and companions understand, or will they abandon you? Guess we'll find out. It's only a few weeks away. Now, having spent a few days here recovering, helping the dwarves pick up the pieces, it's time to move on, but to where? Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the raid, good fellows. Welcome to the stream. We're just getting started, so it's perfect timing. Having spent a few days here recovering and helping the dwarves pick up the pieces, it's time to move on, but to where and with whom? What threats may lie ahead? This morning you leave the dwarven fortress into the cold, wet rain. Well, it's not really a rain, it's more of a mist, a fog, but not quite a fog, a little heavier than a fog. You know the travel will not be fun, but you must pick up and keep moving on. Where to, fellow players? Where are we going? I believe that you had talked about going to the Mountains of Dawn, but I don't want to push you in any direction.
We did talk about going to the Mountains of Dawn because that's where there are more dwarves, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, there are more dwarves there, and since the dwarven forces here have taken a little bit of a hit, it would be good to see how many of them are going to honor the agreements and offer up forces and come to the aid of their brethren and all that good stuff.
I don't think they have to give up forces now as long as Matches got both of these other two ships in working order.
Hey, we got to have somebody to run them.
Oh, I'm sure we can find people who can run them.
Yeah, I'm sure you've spent a few days. There was the one that was damaged, and the dwarves, I'm sure you've spent a few days talking to them about how it can be repaired. Matches? I know you were...
I didn't know I was muted. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, I was going to ask you about that ship, the one where the helm got messed up because somebody hit it with a fireball. Can I repair that? I mean, I'm skilled and down there every tool there is.
Yeah, absolutely. Give it a shot. With you and the dwarves, I'll give you advantage because the dwarves are there. So, absolutely, give it a go.
All right, so we'll call it woodcarver's tools or tinkerer's tools.
Tinkerer's tools. I think tinkering works
Tinker.
well
It's a
for that.
tinker. It's tinkery.
All right, I also get double my proficiency bonus for this, but
That's fun.
I don't
Double?
know. Yes, I get double proficiency bonus on all my tool rolls.
Yep.
Nice.
And I'm giving you
Nice.
advantage because the dwarves are there. And this is they have the magical helm or the magical forge and all that there.
I'll take that advantage.
I bet you will.
I would too.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's 30.
Okay. So after a few days, it does take you a couple days to mend the ship, the structural damage itself first, and then you get to work on the helm that second day. And the dwarves are constantly feeding you whatever you need, whether it's metals or whatever you need. And sure enough, you work through the night and you get it. You think in working order. You give it a kind of a test hover, it's good enough. It will transport people, and you can teach someone how to manipulate the helm.
Well, we have Tooks and we have the Dwarven Princes, so that's 2 more spell users. So all we gotta do is
Don't forget that. What's his name? Neris is also a spellcaster.
Oh yes, Neris.
Neris
yeah.
is a spellcaster too.
And he
right.
is familiar with Spelljammer technology ships.
Excellent.
So I'll let him take it instead of me.
Woohoo!
So that means I don't have to always be in the driver's seat.
Mhm.
Right on. Y'all-
Even Matches loves to be in the driver's seat, but
Mhm.
Well,
Jesse
Well,
would
no,
like
see,
to actually do
we just
something
get-
every now and then.
we give Bruta and him their own ship. Let him control one and let those two have a ship to themselves.
The Love Boat.
So we don't have to listen to their stuff at night.
I would be very disappointed if we still couldn't hear them. I would be like, "You're not trying hard enough."
But we're not sure how much of that's happening since she got her new.
Well, I always
Mm.
know.
Yeah,
I-
y'all have to.
Matches always knows because he can see every part of the ship at all times,
Yeah, when he's in the helmet.
Damn,
Yep.
inside and out.
perv.
I've been taking rigorous notes. You should see the chalkboard in his quarters.
Or maybe you shouldn't.
I don't think you should. I don't think you should look at that chalkboard.
It shouldn't be possible, but it is.
Voyeur.
He's already doing calculations to see what the children will look like.
Ooh, oops, I accidentally muted LK. Sorry.
I see
Alright.
how it is.
Yep, that's how it is. All right, so you spend that next day mending the ships, basically, and you've got Neris. So you've got a total of 3 ships now. You've got the original one you had. The next level up, I believe we said, was a
Galleon?
galleon size. Yeah.
Is it a galleon or an actual squid ship? Because the squid ship is actually, I think, a next level up from the Elithid ship thing. The Nautilus ship.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
think-
squid ship is the bigger version.
Yeah, it's the squid ship then, and then another Nautilus. So you've got a squid ship, a Nautilus, and you got squid and 2 Nautilus. Is
Alrighty.
what's in your fleet now, right? So Mario is willing to go with you, Tooks. Whatever she needs to do. She's basically acting pretty much like your squire, running around, getting underfoot, being annoyingly.
Yeah.
What's Vale
Because
been
what-
doing?
Vale is trying to procure a gift for Matches.
All right. Is Vale doing this in Vale's normal procurement way?
No. Vale. Remember at the end of last stream,
Yeah.
Vale asked the Queen about an admiral's hat.
Oh, that's correct. That's
Yes.
right. That's
So Vale is going to check with the Queen and see what the status of the admiral's hat is.
Well, indeed. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. So you'll go do that. Tooks is working with Mario. Matches is tending the ship. What about Brata? Is Brata and Neris
Brown chicken, brown cow.
trying to sort out the hammer?
Well,
That's code.
actually, I've been spending a lot of time by myself,
That checks out.
going into just going into the cabin, shutting the door, and you aren't really seeing or hearing much of Brata right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, Brata actually has a hammer for a hand now, having sacrificed the left hand to the forge of the dwarves.
I wouldn't have done that.
Not for ultimate power.
Okay, maybe I would have.
Like I said, until it comes
It's
time
not-
to climb a rope or a ladder.
Mhm.
The hammer is not her hand now. It's not actually part of her body. It's just that she can wield it as though it were.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So
He brought a
let's
catch.
Let's start with matches. Let's start with matches, and we'll work our way around my screen, because it looks different than it does on the stream screen. So let's start there. You head
Yes.
in, and sure enough, the queen is, of course, available to see you. You are now heroes of the dwarves, as well as many other places, because you saved their civilization. Oh, matches. I take it you're here to pick up that request, the item, eh?
Well, yes. We're talking about the cannons, right?
Yes.
All right.
We've got a few minor adjustments that we'll have to make on the deck of your ship. As we attach them and stuff, let's get them rolled out and see. You wanted all of them on one ship, is that correct?
Well, how many did you have?
You asked for
Two.
two,
Yeah.
so we were able to make two. Yes, and did you just want them both on that one ship? Now that
Well,
you
when
have
I
multiple-
requested them, yes, I only had one ship, but
I lost it. If you give us time, we can probably make more, but you'll have to come back for.
well, let's go ahead and put the two on the ship, on the one ship. I would hate for it to look unbalanced while we were going through this.
That one is named. What was that one's name?
I don't know. I believe Diamond had named that a while back with Channel Points.
What are
Were you
channel
taking over
points?
the squid, or are you keeping the same ship?
I should switch to the squid, right?
I mean, that's your call, man. But yeah, if you want.
Do I get a bigger room if we switch to the squid?
No, you can have this room. I want the big captain's room where I can put like decorations on the walls.
Absolutely, you can do that.
I mean, like a miniature model of the ship hanging in the corner.
And then this would become like Neris's ship then?
Sure.
He and the Gith could occupy this ship, and Brata if she wants.
Well, let me see how many weapon mounts the squid ship.
Okay. While you're doing that, we'll jump to Brata. What is Brata doing? While Matches is off procuring the cannons.
A boom.
Here comes the boom.
I have gone into my quarters and have shut the door and locked it. And I'm in there, pacing back and forth, muttering to myself about magic and mages and about how magic is evil and it's here to destroy us all, and that it's gonna be the end of all of us. Little bit of mania going on there.
Yeah, that checks out. I mean, you were just heavily affected by the magic, and yeah, that checks out. It is kind of eating at you a bit, right? Literally, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's this voice that's saying these things in the very, very back of Barata's head in a strange language that she understands and is listening to quite closely. And it's almost like the hammer is speaking to her in the very, very, very back of her mind in a strange language. And so she's muttering to herself and talking to the hammer. Yeah, that is what Brata is doing.
That checks out. Yeah, you and the hammer. Neris comes by and knocks on the door. Brata,
What?
please let me in. Please.
No.
We need to discuss this.
Discuss what?
I can help you understand what's going on. I know that you were confused and scared about this. But just trust me. I can help you.
All right, fine. And I'll fling open the door. What is it you have to say to me?
Ever since the incident in the mines, you're not yourself.
Incident.
Huh. My eyes have been opened to the dangers of this magic. It's disgusting.
No,
And magic users are disgusting.
please don't say that, Brata. Magic can be a wonderful thing. It can help things live and grow, and it can create. It's not just for destroying. What has gotten into you? I do not understand. I know that losing a limb is traumatic in battle, and more so when it's unexpected, but surely you and I, we have a connection. You trust me, right?
And at this, just kind of narrow my eyes and look at him. Yes, however, as long as you are using magic, don't want you near me.
That hurts. Why? Why?
And at this point, I start speaking in Loros, and magic is sent from the beyond to destroy what is here. It is going to destroy me, you, and everything else. And it's on me to destroy magic.
Bruh. He looks very confused and puzzled. Not sure what to say. He pauses and for a moment, he looks up, meets you in the eyes. Perhaps one day you'll understand. And we can again be companions and close as we were. I'll give
What
you
is-
your space. That's what you wish.
And I'll just grunt and slam the door shut.
You hear a heavy sigh, and you can tell he turns and kind of shuffles off.
And I have picked up my hammer. I'm holding it in both my actual hand and my ghost hand, and holding it close and just pacing back and forth, back and forth.
All right. Whew. Love comes and love goes quickly, I suppose.
Well, especially when you're handed a cursed item that makes you hate magic. Sorry.
That's what happens when you fall in love with a
super
mage.
meta.
Fall in love with a magic user, get handed cursed item that makes you hate magic users. Oh, the
Yeah.
tragedy. All right. Let's jump to Tooks. Let's go to Tooks. You have Mariel. You've been explaining to her the journey, that this is going to be somewhat of a dream state, that you're going to have to take a walk, and it's not going to be pleasant. It may even be scary, but you'll be there with her the whole time. Anything specific? That's kind of the gist of the conversation, but anything specific you want to get into?
No, I mean, I remind her it's her choice and stuff what she does. It doesn't have to be my patron. If she wants to go with the one for the dwarves, she can. It's her choice of who she goes with. It ends up being the same process, but it's her choice who.
But is it? I understand that these things are somewhat written in destiny, that our fates are pre-decided by the gods.
Yes, no. I mean, you can you can change it by your own actions. You proved that with the Fae.
I suppose I did. But if the Fae really wanted the forge, why would they have wanted that magic? Why? What could they possibly have done with it?
Siphon it to use for their own magic. They need magical items to help with their magic. Is the way I understood it.
It's interesting.
They're more normal magic users, mages, being a warlock's different.
How? Doesn't your magic come the same way?
No, it comes from your Patreon, not from books.
So I don't have to read a lot and study. I can just.
You still do, but the power comes from, like for me, the Raven Queen. So it's connected to her. So it limits where you go with your spells. You won't have as many spells as if you were a regular mage and went to school for years on years. But you would
So-
still be able to fight just like any other dwarf.
So it's faster. You don't have to put forth the years of training and study. Yes, I think this Raven Queen sounds wonderful.
Well, that's any type of warlock, whoever your deity is. You make a pact with a deity.
Who could hurt the Fae more than any other? Do you think the Raven Queen would hurt the Fae?
She's
what
a
does
soul
she go?
collector.
S- Soul collector. No. It sounds powerful. I think. Can I say no once I'm there? Can I change my mind if I start the journey and then decide I don't want to do it? Can I say no?
There could be repercussions. You need to be 100% sure before.
The only thing I've ever been sure of in my life is I felt trapped as a dwarf without magic. Now I feel it at my fingertips. Literally, it's in front of me, begging me to come forward.
Who? Seeing I don't know offhand. Who's the deity everybody here follows?
Just some dumb old dead dwarf god. He doesn't believe in magic or give us magic, so a lot of dwarfs don't like magic. They look down on it. So I need something that's going to make a difference in the world. I'll follow you for a while and see what this Raven Queen's all about. And perhaps that's the right one for me. And if something
That's-
else comes along, then
Once you are connected, you don't unconnect without paying serious prices.
I understand.
I will say this so you know up front. The Raven Queen's not good, but she's not evil.
Well,
Like,
good
I
and
would-
evil is just what you do with it, right?
I guess. Just giving you all the stuff up front.
Thanks, Tooks. I'm sure I'll have a lot of questions on this journey, and I hope that I can ask you. I'll stick close and I'll stay out of the way, but I want to learn.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Journey, don't forget your weapons, because you're still going to use them.
I will. I'll go gather my things now. I can't wait. This sounds exciting. And she tears off back into the Dwarven Fortress. Matches, you see Mario go running past the area. And about that time, a large cart is wheeled into the interior tavern where you had met with the queen, and they bring these two large cannons out on this very large cart. I hope that these will suffice. We had a little trouble matching your exact specifications, so we had to make some modifications.
Should have supervised. Very well, as long as they don't blow up.
Oh, no. And the big burly dwarf that's pushing the carts. Oh, we tested them 3 or 4 times. They work really good. It blew a hole right through the side of a wall we'd been digging at for months. We're going to start using this for mining. It's a great design. Who'd have known a goblin would think of something like this, eh? And that is a bit condescending to you, but
Well, you don't have to tell me.
and they said, "Well, lead the way. We'll go mount them up."
Filthy dirt nose. All right.
Dirt gnomes.
All right. I can't. Wherever you found that Nardloid info that you put on Roll20, you'll probably have to find the squid ship info because the 5e Spelljammer stuff I'm looking at doesn't.
It doesn't have it. It's in the Discord, I think. I'll find it and
No, I've got the stuff that's in Discord, but I'm not seeing an actual. Like they have squid ship, but they don't have the weapon mounts. There's
okay. So you
the
have
D&D
3 on
wiki.
the Nautiloid, right?
Yeah, the D&D Spelljammer wiki says there's 3 mounts on the squid ship. So
I think it would be a little bigger, don't you? Squid ship, wouldn't it have
I
At
would
least
imagine
4.
it would. Yeah, I would
at least
imagine
4? I would think 5. My guts kind of lean into 5. We'll say
So
there's
like I
5
said-
on it. This is a homebrew campaign. We'll say there's 5 on it.
Love it.
All right. So if we're going to be using the big ship, then let's go ahead and put it on there.
All right. You want one in the front and one in the rear, or do you want them on the sides?
Best put them on the sides because I can always spin the ship around.
Very well. On the sides it is. On the sides it is. You heard him, boys.
Now
Let's
that's
go.
one on the left and one on the right.
Aye. One on the left, one on the right.
Starboard and port.
I don't know about stars and boards. Dwarves don't do ships. We don't even like them when we're on the ground. And you see that they get this big contraption out, a big hoist. They start hoisting it up onto the ship. And you were there to oversee every bit of the installation.
Yes, they will absolutely have a very strong distaste and dislike for matches by the time this process is over.
Vale, this
Righties, tighties, lefties, loosies, you dumbasses!
this presents you an opportunity, Vale. While Matches is occupied with the dwarves installing the cannons, this provides you the opportunity to go and meet with the queen
Yes.
and seamstresses.
Yes. So the hat's got to be huge. It's got to be gigantic. It has to be at least 3 times as big as Matches himself. Right?
Right.
This has got to be the most extravagant hat that you seamstresses have ever designed. Do you understand?
We got it. Because I
Ladies,
think you had
serve
you had asked for this before at the end of last session.
Yes.
Yes. It needs to be able
So-
to serve as a hat.
Now, you don't know you're getting this hat now. You stay out of this.
I'm just saying.
They said, we think we've captured your intent. And a couple of the others come out, some of the helping seamstresses and apprentices come out, and they have this hat box that's probably about 3 feet long and about 2 feet wide.
Oh, I love it already. I haven't even seen the hat yet.
It's shaped somewhat like a ship, actually. And it's probably 2 feet deep as well.
Okay.
So they open the box. It's lined with nice furs. And inside the box is a purple fur-trimmed tri-corner hat
Okay.
with gold stitching, like golden threads, and a feather that is probably the largest feather you've ever seen. And you saw some of Clark's molting as they were growing up. And
Right.
Clark had some big feathers. It is a very large feather,
Okay.
as long as the hat itself. And they pull that out of the case and they tuck it into a stitched slot in the top of the tri-corner. And it is a magnificent hat.
Okay. This looks good. You guys have done well. Your Majesty,
Yes, Vale.
we need a ceremony. Something official, something regal.
Is this really
Where-
the time, though? My
Oh,
people are
yes.
mourning.
Oh yes, because the crowning of a new admiral that will go to defend the honor of that will go to assist in the defense of the honor of the dwarves will rally your people. They will see this, for lack of a better term, this coronation of a new military age for the dwarves, and they will it will inspire them.
I suppose you have a point, Vale. My people are a bit beaten down and demoralized at the moment. Maybe
The reason to drink.
a dinner and a party is a good thing. We did
Dinner
win
and a
that battle
party,
after all.
yes. Dinner and a party, lots of drunken ale consumption, and in the midst, a grand ceremony to commission your new admiral.
Yes, I think you're right. Actually, yes, we should. Yes. Very well. We'll make it so tonight. Tonight, a feast and a party for everyone.
Sounds great. Now, can you have one of your staff issue a proclamation like, hear ye, the queen hereby does request the presence of Professor Wilberforce Matches at a great banquet in his honor as well as the honor of the dwarves this very evening. Can you do something like that? Like, I'm not good at queen speak or anything, but can you do something like that?
I suppose we could whip up something. I'll talk to the
Okay.
pages. I'm sure we could do something.
Outstanding. I think this is going to be great.
She looks a bit like, seems like a bit much, and almost as if maybe she knows you're up to something, perhaps being a prankster or something. She thinks you have some trick up your sleeve about all of this. She'll play
Okay.
along for now.
Okay. Now, as I walk away from the queen, I go up to the seamstresses and I say, the hat looks great. I do need one thing.
Uh-oh. What is there something wrong?
No. There's the hat is great. What I'm going to ask for doesn't need to be permanent, but it does need to happen at least once.
Oh.
I want the hat, when the hat is placed on Wilbur's head, I want it to tip him over.
What? How would we know how to? Wait. Oh, I know. We can count, and they start talking about how they could counterweight one's corner of the hat, and talking about it and all. Just not even listening.
It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't need to be permanent. Just one time.
I think we can make that happen. Yes. Perfect.
Outstanding. There'll be extra in it for you, by the way.
You're good. Thanks, Jesse. That's awesome. I appreciate you not listening to that. And they turn and hurriedly get to work on the hat. It's about midday at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, a crier does start going around a few hours in early afternoon and starts making the cry about a large banquet to celebrate the victory over the mind flayers and to honor the heroes that have come to slay the enemies of the dwarves and to wish the princess Mario off in her new journey.
Okay.
Anything else? That's gonna pretty much be everything you guys had planned with the dwarves before you leave. So anything else y'all want to do here?
I don't think there's anything Vale needs to do anymore now.
No? All right. Well, hearing none, then we will skip forward to the night, to the revelry, to the fun, to the banquet. A couple of hours before, well, probably about an hour before the banquet kicks off, a crier does come up to the squid ship where Matches is barking out orders, and he cries out, "One, Professor Wilberforce Matches, please. Your attention, please, sir." Very regal dwarf, actually. His beard is braided into three nice braids, very long, all the way down to his knees.
Ooh.
It's a fancy hat.
I'll look at the other dwarves and say, "See, this is what you could aspire to be."
And he
You're
gives you
going-
a long, slow bow. And once he is back standing upright, he says, "Your presence has been requested as guest of honor at tonight's banquet. Please bring yourself forthright to the banquet hall in your best attire for this evening's festivities. You are the guest of honor, sir."
Well, all right.
By this time, I would have made it back to the ship, and I'd have elbowed him. I said, "Man, I didn't get a personal invite to this thing. I mean, I heard there was going to be a little shindig, but I didn't get a personal invite to this. You must be special."
Well, you can be my +1, Vale.
Aw, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Oh.
I best go prepare.
Yes, and everyone else, you have been sent private messages, invitations have been brought to you and to the entire parties aboard the ship. So all of the Githyanki, Neris, everyone has been invited to this banquet,
All the mud
And-
feet.
and all the mud feet as well. Yes.
Wow, the mud feet got invites too.
And at the bottom of the invite that Matches has not seen, it says, "In honor of one Professor Wilberforce Matches," just to keep the story
I like it.
along.
I like it.
It's amazing how quickly they were able to scribe all this out. You're
Mm.
impressed, Vale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is good stuff.
At least one of them was literate.
Yes.
Catches one ship on fire, and he gets all the honor.
Catches one ship on fire. I took two out. I rammed one into another, and then I shot missiles at another.
You almost destroyed it.
Almost only counts in horseshoes, Tuck.
Let's say y'all are having this kind of back and forth on the way to the banquet. Kind of ragging on Matches for all of this.
I can't do hat of disguise anymore. I changed it out for something else. But if I was gonna be like in this
Oh,
goblin pimped out tuxedo.
nice.
Nice.
Fear not, Tukes. Fear not. Matches is absolutely going to get what he deserves tonight.
And you all
Didn't
head...
mention I could shoot missiles, right?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Yes, absolutely. As you head on into the banquet hall, the tables are
So-
set. Yes, go ahead.
As this is going on, Brata just kind of, she's looked very like stormy. And as all this is going on and everybody's heading towards the banquet, she just stops and starts muttering something under her breath and turns around and goes back to the ship.
Okay. So you all see Brata stop and mutter and then kind of turns around.
I go after her.
You can make an insight check first before you go after her. Anybody else,
Okay.
everybody can make an insight check if you want to on Brata.
All right. Whoops,
Just to
that's not the
see-
right place.
Just to see what your take on Brata is.
Insight check. Oh, this ought to be good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You can tell Brata's not of her right mind. And Tux, you can tell that she seems quite angry and aggressive. Like more so than usual, a lot more so than usual.
And I know, I look at Vale and go, as far as I know, she ain't being herself.
Yeah, she's a little off.
that-
I don't know. I
that
can't put my
hit-
finger on it, but
That hammer has done something.
you think it's the hammer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Him out of her room earlier.
Hmm?
I can't remember his name.
Neris.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
there. Yeah, I'm going.
She did that?
Took him out.
But you think
Well,
it's the hammer? Really?
I'm sure
It
it's the hammer.
started since the hammer.
Nah.
What else could it be?
No
I mean,
way.
She
Didn't she
traded
say
a piece
something
of her
about-
anatomy.
Didn't they say something about it being cursed? I mean, her hand and
Mm.
everything.
Maybe. I don't know.
You know her better than I do.
I mean, I'll agree she's off, but she's never been one to let a weapon go to her head, you know?
You, Vale, given the thought in the month, maybe it has something to do with the moons.
Yeah. So, I don't know if I should say anything. All right. Hell with it. So there's something that you two don't know. Like you might know, but you don't know.
It's all right, Bill. We love you no matter what.
Well, I'm glad you said that because at the end of the month, I may try to kill you.
Yes, you have my attention.
So back when we were still at the orphanage, every aging out orphan has to go through some trials. And there's a series of tasks that you have to do. There's all kinds there's a maze that you have to use teamwork to get through, and Brata and I and Clark and Furbolg and Sariel, we all went through these. We all went through this together. Some of those folks you were fortunate enough to meet, some of them you were not, but we all went through the trials together. And on the night of our trial, we learned something that I guess apparently every orphan at the orphanage eventually learns, and that is that it's the order of the two moons, and they worship the moon itself and their lichens, as in lycanthropy, as in werewolves, as in werebeasts.
Yes, as in your sister,
Yeah.
nurse or nurse keeper, or
Yeah.
whatever.
And so the purpose of the trials isn't to see what you can do, but it is to get you to a point where you can be bitten and infected. And I was bitten and Brata was bitten. But we also did something that no other group really before us had done. And that was a couple of us were able to stay away and not be infected. So we have limited experience in this, and we are coming up on the double full moon here at the end of the month, and that's when shit gets real. So
Would I have heard of this being from the streets and stuff? Being
Street
an
check.
urchin
You know that,
and
yeah,
knowing of people in the orphanages?
you can make a knowledge check, but you probably wouldn't have known of this orphanage. I'll give you a
Right.
chance though.
Well, or I'm just saying, like maybe in general from different ones. Okay, which one is knowledge?
And how long do we have until this event should
Yeah.
take
It'd be-
place?
it'd be history.
Yeah, history check.
Okay.
It's at the end of the month, so about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, Vale. We'll find something.
The 15, you've heard stories
Yeah.
of orphanages that manipulate their children to their own culture.
They brainwash
Like,
them.
yeah,
And
they
of course-
brainwash. Like they turn them into a cult. But
Yeah. And then, of course, just being a smart ass. See, and I had it listed as one of my things I've changed into since I've dealt with were a couple times. I changed into a were rat and look at him and go, so what's the problem?
You look like a rat right now. You do realize that I am a cat creature and I will eat you.
And I change back. I go, so what's the problem? Can you
What?
fight better?
No, I believe what he's trying to say is that he's going to turn into a mindless beast in the end of the month. and he won't give a damn who we are.
You got cells in the on the ship, don't you?
Oh, I've got a nice cell on the ship. We can put them in just for the night.
Or just drop them off and take off and fly and hover over them and let them have their fun. I mean, that's why I say, what's the problem? So what if he takes out a little village? Maybe it will be a village of sympathizers of the cause or something, but hey.
Well, I guess we can leave it up to them. Vale, would you like to be restrained when you turn, or would you like to run loose on the countryside like some?
I will let you know. But right now, I'm going after Brata for a minute because I don't really think she wants to miss the fun and frivolity that's going to take place this evening. So,
Well, fine, but let's not stay up all night. I thought we had plans.
we do have plans. So you
We're
guys
going to
go
somewhere north and
You guys
look for more.
go. You guys go
Patches,
and
you need
get us some good
ale.
seats.
Let's go.
Yeah, you guys go and get us some good seats. I'll be right back with Brata, and I go after Brata.
Have you seen these? Have you seen these dwarves' fingernails, Tooks? Would you drink or eat anything they made?
It's the best ale you can make for the people which drink it.
All right, so Vale, you see Brata kind of fading off. This whole time you've been talking, Brata's just been walking away. Where are you direction? Are you headed back to the ship, Brata?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you see Brata boarding the ship about the time you round out into the courtyard.
Yep. So I double time it and get up on the ship as quick as I can and try to catch her before she locks herself in her room again.
Yeah, we'll say you can get there about the time she's opening the door to her quarters.
All right. Brata,
Vale.
what are you doing?
The stench of magic is on all of them. Don't you smell it?
I mean, I smell body odor. That's pretty normal for all of them. So
No, it's that extra smell, that acrid, nasty, sour smell of magic.
I can't say that I smell magic. Number one, I don't know what magic smells like. Number two, I don't think I want to know what magic smells like. So I don't smell that. But are you okay?
Perfectly fine.
Because
Never been better.
Because you don't seem okay. I've known you for a long time. You don't seem okay. You
Oh,
seem
just-
off.
Never been better. Seeing things much more clearly than I've ever seen them before.
So you've gained new focus, is what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I see. What if I were to tell you that while there is a certain air of legitimacy to the festivities this evening, there may also be something fun that's going to take place that is unexpected? You wouldn't want to miss that now, would you?
Vale, if you want me to be there, I'll be there.
I would very much like you to be there. And if it means that we have to, sit at the back of the room or off to the side or someplace away from it. I mean, the dwarves, the dwarves don't use magic, or at least most of them shun magic to begin with. If magic is that much of a problem to you, we can stay away from the magic users. We can mock them and ridicule them, just like the old days.
Yes. Yes, let's do that.
All right, come on.
All
You
right.
don't want to miss this. I assure you, you don't want to miss this.
Vale,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for the Order of the Sacred Grove,
Mm-hmm.
I'd need to go and clean house, if you understand what I'm saying.
I think I do, but I want you to remember something. There are people, there are others in our midst right now that, had they not been there, things could have turned out drastically different.
Of course, and destroying
Remem-
the Order is the most important thing there is.
Indeed.
but a cleansing needs to happen.
Maybe not a cleansing, but maybe a deep clean.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
That's all I can ask.
I'll accompany you.
I'm going to ask you something point blank.
Okay.
Is it the fact that we're coming up on the end of this month? Or is it something else that's given you this newfound clarity?
I don't know what happened. It's just like I woke up.
That's fair.
And then I mutter something that you don't understand because it's in a language that you don't know.
Okay. I just kind of look at you going, well, that's new.
Yeah, that's new. All right, you all head back. I guess at this point,
Yep.
head back together, somewhat reluctantly, Brata, but because your friend Vale has come and asked you, and you're more like family than friend anyway. You're really all each other's got left.
Mm-hmm.
You decide to head on back. And you get back to the party. Just about the time the music kicks up, Vale walks in and they start playing a very boisterous song. The dwarven bards are really getting into it. There's a lot of ruckus going around. Tooks, you and Matches have seen some wild displays of dwarven dancing and exciting stuff going on with the dwarves. You didn't know those little hairy boogers could move so quick. But it's pretty impressive, actually.
Well, I know they're good at throwing dishes around.
That they are.
At least they got food.
I
And
saw
real
him doing
meat.
that. I saw him do it in that movie.
Yep. And as the music crescendos and builds, the queen steps up onto the platform. In the center of the room, she pulls out a golden scroll case and opens it, allowing this long scroll to unfurl all the way to the ground, which is, about 2.5 feet, because she's a dwarf. But then it hits the ground, hits the bottom of the platform she's standing on, continues to roll down a bit more. Rolling onto the floor, it clatters, making noise. And she says, ladies and gentlemen, friends, if we could, boys, turn that down. And they lower the music a bit, and she says, we are here tonight because if it weren't for these fine folks, and she points towards all of you, we very well might not be here. It was, after all, their heroics and quick acting and quick thinking that saved us all. We're not going to talk about why it happened. It's not important. What's important is that we are all safe and we are all alive here with us now. Take a moment and raise your tankards to our fallen brethren who helped these fine folks slay those that dropped on our doorstep. And she reads off several names, most of which you don't recognize, but the dwarves all cheer fanatically for each one. And she says, but now for a few more cheers, for if it weren't for them, we wouldn't be here. To Brata the Mighty and Neris the Bold. Hear, 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 hear. To
Cheers.
Tooks and Vale, whose agility and quick thinking may very well have saved us as well. Hear, 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 hear.
And I do a deep flourishing bow and
Yes.
make it all theatrical. And
But most importantly, it would not have been a thing. And she looks over at the band, and they start slowly, music building again.
to a crescendo.
If it weren't for the actions, the bravery, the brilliant, commanding leadership of Professor Wilberforce Matches, we surely would have sacrificed ourselves to the great god of the dwarves, and our enemies would then have the forge. But no, Professor Wilberforce Matches sacrificed his own ship, put himself in harm's way to save us, the dwarves, a race who is constantly and has for affinity despised the green little hairy-footed people of his kind. But today we are ever so grateful that the pointy-eared professor has saved us, despite all the mean and hurtful things that we have said to him. Professor Wilberforce Matches, would you please rise and come forward, for we have a gift to bestow upon you. And the music.
Yes, thank you, Queen. I'll keep those. I'll cherish those words always, especially considering your daughter will be one of those in my charge going forward from this point on. And I will surely remember it should she ever need medical attention.
I said stand and come forward, Matches.
I say it as I'm coming forward.
Oh, you are standing. My apologies. She turns around and grabs this large box.
I do have a mace.
A couple of dwarves come over. They work these mechanisms. They open this large box. It is a triangular shaped box, larger than you. You could actually fit in it probably. And she says this was handmade over the last few days by our finest seamstresses, and we would love to bestow upon you this gift and the title. She kind of has to pause a moment and choke down a little pride.
You mean you have skilled seamstresses here?
And they open the box, and it's this most magnificent tri-cornered hat with a vibrant peacock feather almost as tall as you. They say this is a gift of the dwarves for the Admiral Professor Wilberforce Matches, a hero of the dwarves who should ever be in your debt. And they lift this hat out of the box, and the two of them kind of teeter timidly, come over, and they set it down on your head, the feather rising, making you twice as tall as you are now, fluttering in the slight breeze. Erupts of joy and applause and shouting. I need you to make a dex check. As the dwarves let go of their hands underneath the hat, its weight comes down upon you, and just like that, it feels a little off balanced. You stumble a bit, and backwards you start falling. The hat rolling forward, landing on your chest, and you find yourself on your back. And the dwarves erupt in laughter. As this hat lands next on you, you see a large rock. It's been set in the back of the hat, right in the wedge of the final tri-corner. As you get up, you look over and you see Vale in stitches.
How clumsy of me.
I walk over and I reach out to try and help him up.
See, I think I have shocking grasp. Let me check.
Oh no.
That would be fantastic.
Oh no.
Hand buzzer.
No, I don't.
Oh.
That'd be great. Oh, man. Do you accept his assistance to get up?
Yes.
All right.
I suppose you thought that was funny.
Oh, I didn't think it was funny. I knew it was funny. But outside of the rock in the hat to make you fall over, the rest of it is 100% true. Without your help, without your abilities, that battle could have gone drastically different. And the title of Admiral of the Fleet is 100% valid. You have earned it. You have also earned this hat, which I will take the rock and I will make sure that it doesn't end up back in the hat so you can actually wear it.
Why, thank you, Vale. Your words touch me.
I'm sure I'll get paid back for it at some point, but it's all in good fun.
Well, I will say, you saved these people from having to put out a raging fire in their city.
Okay.
And I'll look back to the dwarves and say, again, I thank you with all my heart. And I do hope one day you can learn to do whatever it is you do without tripping over your own nose hairs.
And they all laugh and they raise a toast to you. 2 matches! And they all
I raise a glass.
they clink their tankards together or whatever. They all applaud.
Oh, what the hell? Let's get drunk.
And the band starts up the tavern music again, and back to the party you go. Who's
Yes, Vale. If I get drunk and wake up with one of these things,
At some point, I
swear to
change
God.
into a goblin or whatever matches is,
Goblin.
Mhm,
and I
goblin.
reenact it several times through the night.
Oh, fantastic.
And change
Fantastic.
back.
That's priceless.
That is great. And the
I will remember it for all time.
As I notice,
I'll
as I
never
notice,
forget.
as I notice Matches drinking more and more over the course of the evening, I keep walking up to random dwarven women and saying, you know, Professor Matches thinks you're kind of cute.
You can't handle it.
Yeah, we'll
Yes,
make
you
sure
get
he has a little
propositioned
harem
by-
in his ship tonight.
you get propositioned several times throughout the night.
Well, I don't know. I do have a razor. I can shave them up real good. Tighten them up just a little bit.
Oof.
Wow. Wow, that escalated quickly. Brata, what are you doing while the party's raging on?
Take a little bit off those sideburns, baby, and you got a deal.
While the party's going on and everybody is having fun, I get up and I leave again to go back to the ship.
Okay. What is that? Are you just going back to brood more? Or you just don't want to be around people? The
No,
magic?
actually, there's I don't want to be around magic, but there's something specific that I'm looking to do
Okay.
at the ship.
That's what I thought, so I wanted to make sure I came back to you for that. So
Okay.
everyone else is at the party, living it up. You find a moment to slip out and head back to the ship.
Hmm.
What is it that you're there alone on the ship? Like everyone is at the party.
Hmm.
I got a feeling I want to take my headphones off again.
So,
You might take them off even if you didn't want to.
So I go to where we've got our store of magic items on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking through there and I find that flower.
Mm.
And I take it and place it on a table. And then I take the hammer and I wield back and I slam the hammer down into it.
Oh wow. Yeah. That's the fading lily. Is that correct? Is that the
Yeah.
Yeah,
that one.
the fading lily, yeah.
Go to hell, flower.
where are the handouts? Come on, there you are. Nope. I can't find the handout for the faded lily. I know I have it.
Somewhere in here.
I know there's a lot in. We've been playing so long. There's so much. I should probably go and clean up the game a little bit, huh?
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff all over the place.
Mhm.
It-
It should be under the handouts tab. though.
important info channel.
Okay, yeah, I see it. All right.
Oh, you know what? You probably can't see it in
I can
Roll20,
see it.
can you?
Not in roll 20, no, but I
No.
can see it in Discord.
Yeah, it's in the Discord.
Yeah, it's in Discord.
Yep, it's also in the Roll20, but you all didn't have, only Furbolg had access to see what it was in Roll20. So I just changed that so now everybody should be able to see the Fading Lily, the legendary Fading Lily. All right, and you go to smash it. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean you can hit pretty squarely with it.
All right.
I mean it's
So-
it's a just an inanimate object that's kind of laying there.
Oh yeah, I am going to hit it until it is totally just destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah, you hammer away and pound it. And as you do with every strike, as it shatters a little more, you see the magical energy releasing from it. Like wisps of smoke or, just releasing back into the ether. It's a pure whitish light that is emanating out of it with every hit.
Okay.
The hammer responds with joy at this. It is enjoying this. You know that you've come to learn that this hammer is sentient, and seems to be what it's made for, is destroying magical items.
At which point, womp womp.
What's that?
I didn't make the charisma save.
Oh, you didn't make the charisma save. That's right.
And what was the 1d6?
Oof. Oof.
That's rough. Okay.
Yeah.
That's bad. All right.
That's not so hot. You,
and then I go and I go to the edge of the ship after I've done this, and I take off my boots and I throw them over the railing off of the ship. And then I follow that with the sword of life stealing up off the ship. And then the last thing that I throw overboard is the sword of the Gith. And it goes over the railing, off the ship, and down.
okay. Yeah, y'all are kind of on the side of the mountain, and you just toss all these magic items, magical weapons that you had off the ship, and they clatter down and away. You don't know what becomes of them. They skitter down the side of the mountain. And all you know is you feel good that you don't need them anymore.
Stink of magic is off of me.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah.
excellent.
I can't
And-
wait to get a chance to talk to Brada about this.
And then I'm going to look at the sword, and I'm going to say, that feels so much better, doesn't it? Not the sword, the hammer. That feels so much better, doesn't it?
And you get the sense that it is happy with what you've done. It speaks to you in a way of, yes, we must do more of this together. You know, you get that whisper. It's happy with you. And anything else? But only a little at a time. For now. Your time will come.
Of course.
Don't guzzle. Your thirst will be quenched too soon.
Yes. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I must bide my time. We have an order to destroy together.
Our time to shine is yet to come. We must learn the balance. So you're kind of overcome with this right now. That's why you're doing this. You're this newfound, no, I don't want to say power, but this newfound feeling that is washed over you is just so raw and new and surging through you. That's why you're having this visceral reaction. And the hammer is trying to kind of reel you in and guide you into doing things in a methodical or in a way that it's not just slash and burn. It too can get overwhelmed. Perhaps. All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. The party winds on and on and on. It's pretty early in the morning. At what point do you all call it a night at the party?
Oh, Vale's partying all night long.
Sure. And at some point, each of you kind of glance around, making your perception of kind of, where's my friends? Okay, there's Vale, and there's Matches, and there's Tooks. And at some point, each one of you realize that Rata is not there, but in the festivities, it's, well, maybe she went on to bed. She's a fighter, not a partier. You know, it's kind of, Vale, you know that she wasn't doing so well earlier, and maybe...
Yeah, and my passive perception's high enough that I probably would have noticed that she was gone pretty quickly.
After all of the joking and then the first few rounds of toasts and all, you probably would have glanced around and, where Brata went? Well, maybe she'll be back soon.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, she doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Each of you probably would have noticed this. And it's pretty late on in the night.
I'm just going to be sipping the ale, not really drinking it. I might go through 1 or 2 tankards of it at the most. I'm waiting to see how drunk we can get Matches.
All right. Well,
He will allow himself to have at least this one night of debauchery.
So you're not gonna really hold back too much. You're just gonna have some fun with it.
Yes, for their sakes.
For their sakes, right.
Yeah, he's such a giver.
Just to let them know, I am capable of doing such things at least once.
Every once in a while.
Once in an era.
Nice.
All right.
Frivolous. All this energy spent on jumping around and digesting this liquid poison could be put towards something so much more useful.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. The whole time he's going on about this, I'm sure he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, that's just pathetic.
Yeah.
But by God, we will get those cows in those trees. Warm up the ship. We're going to hang cows in trees.
All right. Tooks?
I look at Vale and go, do you think he's drunk enough to take him back and leave him with some friends for the night?
I think he's probably pretty well drunk enough. I'm pretty sure.
I think Vale's
'Cause-
pretty much drunk enough.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing really good right now myself, and he looks like he's way farther gone than me. So
Well, you help him to his room and I'll find him a couple ladies.
who's going to help me help him?
Oh, I'll help you, Vale.
Okay,
We'll
that's a
get-
plan.
We'll
We got
get
this.
me-
Me and
we'll
you,
get
buddy.
me
We got.
there.
Okay.
We'll
If you get me
there,
there, if
and
you
then
get
we'll
me
get
there,
you
I'll get you there. We got it?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Wait a minute. If I fall on you, I'll kill you. Okay, I won't fall on you.
Let him ride on your back. You're a cat.
But whose back am I going to ride on?
Well, you can ride on
You'll be
mine.
more steady on all fours.
I
than
think
just
we're getting
legs.
somewhere here. Matches. Let's go.
Oh, and then
Your
I'll-
Majesty, cheers and great dwarven victories. Good night.
Yes, we're going to go hang cows in the elven trees.
Yes, we are. To cows and trees.
And Vale drops down onto all fours and Matches hops on his back.
Tally ho!
I run off on all fours.
And once they're gone, I'll gather up like 3 dwarves and take them back to the ship to take them to Match's room.
All right.
Oh boy.
Fantastic. Yep.
Oh boy.
As long as they use coasters on the end tables.
I don't care what happens afterwards. We could have all the fun we want to with what we think happens.
All right. Yeah, you guys get back to the ship. You don't see Brata anywhere.
Nope.
She's
I'm not even looking for Brata. I'm just.
yeah. You don't see anybody.
Nah, I don't see anybody.
You drop Matches off at his new admiral's quarters. You take yourself to your quarters.
Actually, I'm gonna go to the crow's nest.
Okay, the crow's nest it is for you.
Yep. Bale's going to the crow's nest.
He's that drunk and he's going to try to climb up there. That should be interesting.
Yeah. Go ahead and make that athletic
9
roll to
lives.
climb up the to climb up to the crow's nest. Yeah.
Athletics, you say, huh?
Yeah.
Athletics. There it is.
Bill, just climb into the cannon. We'll shoot you there.
All right, you're able to do it. Believe it or not,
Slip a couple of times, but I make it.
You make it.
Is there anybody in the crow's nest?
No.
Oh, darn it. I was hoping I could throw somebody out.
Oh. Nope. You climb up into the crow's nest, curl up, and I guess you take a nap.
I do. I take a long nap.
Right on. Tooks, you get back and you bring the dwarves onto the ship. Sneakily get them past the sleeping Tabaxi in the crow's nest.
It doesn't take that much effort.
Doesn't take much effort.
No.
And you find yourself at Match's new admiral's cabin.
Here you go, ladies. And I just kind of quietly open the door and let them in. Then close the door and leave.
And I'm in there.
Mm-hmm.
You're in there. And
Oh, you've arrived just in time. I have something I've been wanting to try out.
oh boy. Can
But
we
you're
talk
drunk.
about that on the stream?
Brown chicken,
I'm
brown
sorry.
cow.
You've arrived just in time. I wanted to try this out. There, that better?
Yep. That's good.
Yep. That's good. And they giggle a bit, and yeah, head on your way. I take it some things occur throughout the night with Matches and the dwarves.
Yes.
We'll skip the details. But as they say, if the ship's wheels are rockin', don't come a knockin'. So
I'm going to try out my new shrink ray. Now the little dwarves running around everywhere.
nice.
I'll make this one a big one. I'll turn it to large.
Vale, I shrunk the dwarves.
And yes, Matches has a shrink ray.
Oh God.
Yep.
Oh no.
Of course he does.
Oh,
Wand of miniaturization or something, probably. Is that actually what you're gonna do? Are you
Hell
gonna
yeah.
shrink the dwarves?
I'm shrinking dwarves.
Nice. All right, you put them in your ship bottle so that they can man the sails on your little bottle
Well, I
ship.
mean, they're not gonna. Ooh. The duration of the spell doesn't last that long.
Oh, okay.
I may get arrested. If they, hey, where are those girls at? there's this little bottle full of just wet, moist meat.
oh,
All right. Well, on that,
oh.
Of course, Madge is like, how did that get in there?
What is that?
I don't know. It's like a hairball. Did you cough this up, Vale?
the
I
next
might have.
morning. This
I
is
might
the next
have.
morning.
Is that a toenail? No.
The after a few times of this chasing them around, the dwarven ladies have had quite enough, and they flee the ship running. And he's insane. He's a mad monster. He's a madman, and they run back in.
Except the one big one. She's like,
Yeah,
He's
she
a
can't get out the door. She's stuck.
he's a monster.
Yeah, he's a monster. A monster, I tell you.
The giant
Exit
looks like a
stage left.
dwarf. Hmm.
The
Yeah,
dwarven
giant.
giant.
It's like normal persons, people, human size now.
Yep. All right.
And I suppose if I have to make nasty with one, it will be this one.
There you go.
Ah, I'll be like Uncle Scrooge jumping into the gold. I'll leap into that beard. Yeah.
Ah.
This is your fault, Tux. This is your fault. All right. You do jump into the beards. You have your fun. You swim in the dwarven hairs.
Oh,
And the night eventually you pass out. Everyone
I could say, let's see if the curtains match the drapes.
you could say that,
the
and then
cur-
you did say that.
the curtains are the drapes.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Quick, hand me my flashlight. We're
Your what?
going in.
You're what?
All right. Wow. What a mess. What a mess. See, there's that. Yeah. The night goes on and Matches has his fun with his dwarven companions for the
It's a
evening.
little warm in here.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit clumped. Do we need to take a break? We're gonna fast forward to the morning where the sun is up in its full blaze, catching you, Vale, and waking you up. It's
Ow. Ow.
Tux Mariel comes by to find you. Are we leaving today? You know, she's ready to go.
If they've recovered.
Brata, you're not inebriated at all. You are a bit groggy though. Just this effect of this hammer is kind of wearing on you. You're not get up and you're not sure what it was you were doing today. You knew there was something you were supposed to do today, but all you can think about is that hammer and what it said to you last night.
Macbolin, we must go. It's time to get some breakfast. And I'll pick it up and take it with me to go to breakfast.
Right on. Yeah, you get out on the deck. Matches, you get up. Did you dismiss your companion before the morning, or?
Yes,
Okay.
preferably before anyone had a chance to see.
I figured as much.
I'm sure Vale saw from the.
See, is there wake up?
Vale didn't see nothing.
What is this? Oh no.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Housekeeping.
In come 7 little mud feet.
You
Not
rang,
on
sir?
the carpet. Not on the carpet.
You rang, Admiral? We were just out for our morning bath in the mud pits.
I told you about mud pits on the ship.
Oh, we didn't bring them on the ship, sir. And all right.
Yes,
So-
I think we should leave it at that.
Yeah, you guys get up, the day gets started, you get your breakfasts. Mariel has brought all of her things aboard the ship. Neris has taken all of the Githyanki off your ship and put them on the other ship. He looks a bit cold and distant.
I was going to ask if she throws that sword away, do the gift that she summoned with them go away?
Well, I guess we'll have to see. We shall have to see. And Neris does come over, matches to you, and I suppose we are in this, at least for now, together. Where are we headed? What's our next stop?
Well, I thought the rest of the party wanted to go north, so I believe if that's still the way they want to go.
Very well, we'll follow for as long as my men will follow. We'll follow. I don't know if you know, but Braton aren't really getting along these days, so I'll be on that ship most of the time with my men.
That's unfortunate. Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't believe something's gotten into her. Maybe I don't know. Who knows what it is? Half orcs. They're weird. Temperamental.
I get down to the bottom of the crow's nest just in time to hear him talking about half orcs. And I'll be like, Prata, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, apparently apparently her and Neris are on the outs right now.
I think you were right last night. I think there is something. I mean, obviously there's something off about her, but I think it's something significant. I may have an idea, but I might have to leave you guys for a day to pull it off.
You think you can fix this?
I mean,
I
would you
might
care
be able to
share
fix
with
it.
us.
I don't want to share just yet because I don't know if I can do it or not. And if
So
I can't
you're going
pull
to
it,
leave, not tell us where you're going, but if you can't pull it off or something happens to you, we won't be there to assist you.
well, let me put it this way. I know where I need to go and I know what I need to do, and there shouldn't be any surprises. But when
There
I
shouldn't be any surprise.
Like every
No.
time we turn around the corner and 3 new ships come after us,
well, I mean, that was a surprise.
or you tell us the little thing last night.
Yes, well, I don't think it's wise if we separate.
Is it something you can do after we get more dwarves to help man the ships?
So what I can do is once we get to the other mountain city, I can use my scroll and I can go where I need to go. You guys will be there, and you're probably going to be there for a day anyway. And I can do what I have to do, and then I can teleport back there because the scroll allows me to teleport someplace that I've already been.
Do you need to go to the orphanage or the town?
Neither. It's someplace different.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say I could help you get to one of those 2.
But the scroll allows me to teleport any place that I've already been. So
But it's once a day.
once a
If-
day, yeah.
If it was one of those 2 locations, you could go and come back in the same day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you're quite talented, but the scroll never fails, you know. As long as I've been there, I can go back there.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, if you must, you must. I've voiced my concern with it, but
I mean, it
you are
should,
your own person.
yeah. I mean, it should take at least 2 days to get everybody boarded and prepared. For,
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. But
It better not.
Here's
take
my
2
question
days.
though. On that scroll,
mhm.
it will teleport you back to the ship, no matter where the ship is.
I don't believe so. I don't believe it's that smart. Like if the ship moves, I don't know that it can find the ship. Never tried it
Right.
because the ship, you know, the couple of times that we've used it to get back to the ship was right where we left it. So
Right. I'm just questioning it. Because you say it takes you right back to where you were, which is on the ship.
mm,
It's those fun technicalities of magic.
Yes. Yes.
magical technicalities.
All right. So heading north it is then.
Yes, let's head north.
Yes. And if it takes 2 days to load these ships, somebody's getting yelled at.
Well, it's not going to take 2 days, Matches. We'll get there one day. We'll probably stay overnight. We'll leave the next day.
No, I'm talking about loading the ship.
Oh,
Take 2 days to load the ship. No, it better not.
no.
mean, I'll
You got
relearn
your new
shock and
cannons.
grasp.
Don't you need cannonballs for them and stuff while we're there?
If it
and
takes
pre-
those
and
dwarves
pre-make
2
the
days to
purges?
load cannonballs,
He's got a point.
Nice.
Hey,
I could do it faster, carrying them one at a time.
I don't think you can pick up a cannonball. No offense.
It shall fly away,
Yes,
waving
this
to
way.
the dwarves on the ground. The queen has come out to bid you farewell, and she kisses her daughter goodbye. There are a few teary moments,
Yes, you better kiss her goodbye.
and you take off, fly north towards the mountains of Dawn, leaving Strona Falls in the shadows behind. As you approach, it's quite difficult not knowing exactly the location of the cave. The dwarves at Stronafels told you that there's only one entrance, a cave mouth that can only be seen from the east. As you round through the valleys and climb the peaks looking for this hidden cave entrance, you see in the distance, not too far away, smoke billowing, rising from the top of a mountain. As you approach, you see this great plume of smoke and dust cascading into the air. It appears the entire top of the mountain has been blasted open, or wait, has been caved in. Yes, actually, upon close inspection, the mountain appears to have experienced some sort of geological failure, perhaps. The crown of the entire mountain has collapsed in, leaving a crater in the top. If you have nature, you can roll it and see if you would know what this might look like. You circle around a few times. You see what appears to be remnants of a civilization inside. Perhaps there are survivors?
the handful of dwarves we have would definitely want to go down, and more than likely the princess. So
Yes, was this one of the places we were supposed to go to on our list, right?
Mm-hmm.
shall we go down and take a look, Matches, or can you see what's going on below you?
Well, it's always best to have some boots on the ground, Took, so I suggest we check it out.
You find a place where you can land the 3 ships, and as you suspected, it is some sort of a failure of the mountain. Looks like it's caved in upon the civilization. The main entrance to the cave is passable, but it's going to be tough. And I think right here's a good place to take a break.
Okay.
Break time.
Break time. On the cliffhanger of what happened. So we're going to take a break. We will be back in a few minutes.
One of them tripped on their nose hair and knocked the pillar over and caused this great big domino effect and destroyed the whole freaking place.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. But we'll find out after these messages. We'll be right back, folks. Hang in there. It only gets better. Hey, folks, we're back from our break and happy to be here with you on United Adventure Company. So, thanks for hanging out with us for a few extra minutes. We had to sort something out here behind the scenes, but we're back and ready to get going. And with that, I will start the music back.
Mm.
As you have now landed, what seems to be a crater of some sort that has... Okay, there. Music is going to... You have landed in what seems to be a... the crater of what once was a mountaintop, it would appear. That the whole top of this mountain has caved in, leaving just a narrow path to enter into what was perhaps once a bustling fortress of dwarves. The other dwarves, as soon as you hit the ground, they take off running inside. You hear yells and shouts. They seem to know that this collapse is probably not good for the civilization that once lived in this mountain. What do you guys do?
Well, this ain't good.
I look at him, go, and just from the flying and stuff and seeing the smoke and stuff and knowing a little bit of stuff, I'm going, what other mountains have a giant crater in them and looks and smoking from the top?
Could I like do an investigate roll to look to see if I can see what happened, like just from the air? I'll use my looking glass.
Yeah, you could do that, or in nature, if you have nature, either investigate or nature. Either one you have.
Investigate would be better for me, and I will. Well, let's see what I roll first.
Nat 20. Yeah, this looks like it was a catastrophic failure of the mountaintop itself, a geological event, perhaps an earthquake.
So a natural event.
It would appear to be a naturally caused event. Yes.
Well, it would appear that they were just unlucky. Perhaps a seismic event.
As he
All
says that, I look away from, like, oh no, we're inside the crater. Never mind.
Well, you're not really in it. You've landed outside.
Oh, okay. Kind of
Near
look down and
enough.
see if I can see more damage going away. With him saying that.
Not really. It looks pretty localized just to the top of this mountain.
Yeah. I look at him, go, is seismic events localized?
Yes, it could be if it's I'm pretty sure that's an ancient city in there, and who
Yeah.
knows, one small tremor could snap off an aging pillar, cause a catastrophic failure of the entire structure. But given our recent history and other things going on, I'm sure that while it appears to be natural, there's some dubious someone did it.
Yeah.
The order.
Rota, you had said mumbling about the stink of magic. Do you smell the stink of magic off of this?
McMullen, what do you think? And I start muttering something in a language that none of you have heard before.
Nice. That was
Yes.
a valid life, Ava.
Yes, it is. It is the stink of magic. The Order did this. The Order of the Sacred Grove did this, and they must be destroyed. And all of you realize that Peralta's not wearing any shoes.
Where's your
That doesn't
shoes?
surprise me.
That surprises me. Where's your shoes at?
She walked around with a rotten skull for a week. This doesn't surprise.
So did I. So, yeah.
It, they stunk. I threw them out.
Well, I mean, if you wash your feet, they don't stink anymore.
Huh. Nothing would have washed the stench of magic off of those boots.
Oh.
Wait, you did. Your boots were magical?
As much as anything like that could be said to be mine.
And you threw them away. Why would you do such a thing?
Everybody make a.
Because
Even though your passives are very high, I
Because
want
it's
you to make
not
a
an
perception
answer.
roll.
Mhm.
Even though your passives are high, unless you're really paying attention, you wouldn't catch this. Okay.
That's a 21 total because I get +4 again on top of that.
I don't see shit.
Nope.
I'm too busy
but-
like what?
Tux and Vale, you notice that Brata doesn't even have her swords with her. You've never seen her without her 2 swords.
Where's the rest of your weapons at? Did you leave them in your bunk or?
Magmolin and I decided that they needed to be purged.
Why would they need to be purged?
Purged?
Magmolin said that they were bad.
Who's
Why were they bad?
They
who's
were
Mag
corrupt.
Who's Magmullen?
And I take my hammer because like the entire time I've been carrying this hammer around like this. And I just hold it close. Magmolin.
Oh, I see.
Why were
I-
they corrupt? I'm sorry.
Because they have the stench of magic on them like you, little man. Stench of magic.
Berta,
can I
isn't
point
that
something
hammer
out? Lana?
magical though? Doesn't it stink like magic?
Exactly.
No. It is
So-
anti-magic.
So the magic item that was created by a powerful magic user that was reformed using a magical anvil that turned it into a magical item that gave you a magical invisible hand is telling you that magic is bad.
It opened my eyes.
No, it shut
That's
your
the
eyes and it's
second time.
brainwashing you.
That's the second time you've mentioned your eyes are open now.
And I start talking in a language that none of you have heard before, and then I say, yes, Megmolin, I agree. I agree, we have to watch our backs. And I look at Tux and Matches.
If you despise magic so much, why not throw McMuffin over the edge of the ship?
Megmolin understands that we are on a crusade. We are on a crusade to destroy magic.
No,
But-
Brata, we're on a crusade to destroy the sacred grove.
That's
Not
the first
necessarily.
part of
No, that's the only part.
No, the Order of the Sacred Grove are just pawns of the illicit. We need to destroy the illicit.
this is acceptable. Yes, we must destroy it.
We can waste all of our resources chasing down the Order of the Sacred Grove when all they are is just a tool. We need to strike at the head.
We need to wipe them out first and get rid of their stench.
I think you should do some soul searching.
Where's Neris at in all this?
He's on the other ship.
So he's
He's
not
just
hearing-
standing there watching.
He's not really hearing any of this, then, right?
No.
So that thing that I messaged you about,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to send a message via the scroll to Neris telling him what I would like to do. Does he think it's a good idea?
It's good idea as any, he responds.
Okay.
And Tux, you look around and you notice that Mariel is trailing off with the other dwarves into this ruin. Kind of carelessly. You've all had this conversation with Brata now, and it's a little awkward on the deck of the ship.
Yes, McMullen, I know. We must retire right away, and then I'll turn around and walk off.
Yes, make sure McMillan explains to you which magic is acceptable and which is not. Because obviously the magic that McMullen is made of is acceptable magic.
I grab a hold of Match's little goblin head and I turn him around and I say, I wouldn't poke the bear right now. I wouldn't poke the bear at all.
Would you just like to coddle her and allow her to be brainwashed by that thing?
No, I would not. However, I would not poke that bear if I were you.
Matches, what are you standing on?
Everything around her is magic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So don't poke the bear if you don't want to lose your new toy.
It'd be a shame if that fancy new hat didn't have any ships to command.
Since she's out of earshot.
Maybe I've been hanging around you all for far too long, but I think that the well-being of one of our crew quite possibly is just a little more valuable than this ship.
What?
I'll look at Vale and them and say, I'm going to go find the princess and see if I can find out any more information on this hammer.
No, I'm not talking about the fuzzy beaks. I'm talking about Barbara.
No, I know who you're talking
right,
about.
right.
Yeah, Mudfeet. Yeah, Mudfeet.
But
don't
even
matter.
that, I
Throw
was
them
like,
overboard.
They don't even have names.
Because we never got any information on this weapon.
No.
Well, we got
I wanna-
a little, but it
Right.
was pretty cloaked.
So
Mhm.
maybe the daughter, the princess, knows a little bit of the lore behind it. And to see what the hell she's doing.
Is anybody going to go with Tux?
I am not.
If he's going towards the mountain, yes, I'll go.
Okay.
As Tux is getting out of earshot, I grab Matches again real quick. I said, I know this is a bad time, but I think it's the only time. I've got to go do this. I'll be back as quick as I can.
Why
And
can't you just tell
and
us
I
what
disappeared.
you're doing?
And I disappear.
You know, throughout literature, the greatest mistakes of some of the best heroes are keeping secrets from their friends, their companions, the
You're
ones
standing-
that are there to help them. And I know he's not there. I'm just yelling it.
Exactly. You're standing on the deck of the ship just having this moment.
I'm walking with Tux and I'm yelling it. I'm like,
If
All
it
right.
helps, it helps. Hopefully he'll be back quickly because we're kind of stuck since we don't know if it will bring him back to the ship if we move the ship.
so what if he appears in the middle of a giant iceberg or something like that? And we don't know where he was going. He's lost to us forever now. If we
It
knew where he
happens.
was going, perhaps we can send someone to collect him or help him. But no, gotta be all emo and go off on my own.
A cat has to go after its prey and have some playtime.
Well, it's inefficient use of our resources.
You catch up with Mariel.
And as we're walking, I pull out my pet rat and go, at least you're safe for a while.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. Yep. At least Cookie is safe for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You catch up with Mariel as you enter the cave, and it is as feared. The dwarves are standing looking at just a wasteland, a completely destroyed civilization. There's probably not any way that anyone survived this. If they did, they're buried deep in the rubble, and it will take a long time to dig them out. There is a path and kind of winds around the inside of this. It was big open cave with trails that go off, and you see some dwarves going off in different ways.
I just look at her and go, why would somebody want to destroy this?
This, I don't know that someone did this. It looks.
No, it has.
I agree. It does look as if though it's natural, but given
A
given what's
earthquake does
happening-
not happen in one spot without the use of some very powerful magic.
Well, I don't know much about that. I was just learning magic.
I understand.
But
I don't
we know
know
these
what,
things happen.
what magic
These-
was used, but
if they
it
dug
just
out too
has the
deep,
feel.
if they dug out too far, if they did too much, maybe they struck something while they were digging and caused the earthquake. Perhaps.
Do they
There's-
have anything like the forge here? What, you know what I'm saying? Do they have something?
No, nothing like
valuable?
that here. Not really. Not that we've known of.
Lava tubes or something, maybe?
Oh, surely there's lava tubes here. Surely.
Or something? I mean, but
Um,
releasing a lava tube wouldn't cause an earthquake. I would think it would just flood an area with lava.
There's been talk and stories of, tribes of dwarves that found a stone so hard that they couldn't mine it, and in doing so, it rang out at a sound that caused the stone to crumble and killing the entire tribe of dwarf or mining party for that matter, but nothing on a scale this large.
Well,
There
I'm
has to be some survivors. I mean, they can't all have been in there, right? I mean, someone. Do dwarves go off with hunting parties and things like that? I mean, are there other villages down the foot of this mountain?
Probably not. This kingdom
Do-
had been here
do
for
you
a
know
while.
the tunnels? Do you know the tunnels here?
I was here once as just a very small child. I remember. I might can find the way to the palace entrance. It was pretty deep, but I can try.
Unfortunately, you're the royalty here. This is one of the fun parts of being royalty. You get to make your choice of what to do, since these are your people to an extent.
Well, I can try. Follow with me, and she wanders down this path that kind of winds around. There are offshoots. She'll stop and look in one. No, not this way. She continues on. If you follow, she will lead you through somewhat of a maze, it seems. Eventually, winding a corner and into a dead end of a cave.
Yes, as we go, I'm looking at the structural integrity of like the braces and everything else in here.
Yeah, it looks like this
It's not
place.
going to follow me.
Yeah, it could continue to crumble. In fact, if another quake were to hit, and as you kind of step into this, damn it, we took a wrong turn, and you notice that this particular cave is very dark and damp. It's quiet, too quiet. It's undamaged. In fact, it doesn't even have a crack in it.
Wait,
And as you notice this and you see darkness, the shadows along the wall start creeping into the center. And before you can really do anything about it, a cold sweeps across you. The shadows, as they touch you, it feels like your very soul is being pulled from your body. Mariel screams. And as the light, if you can call it that, begins to return to your eyes, you blink. But it's dull, hazy, a gray light. Not white, not yellow like the sun, not white. Like a light source of magic, but gray. Almost gray of a fog against a black, inky sky. In fact, it's so messy that it's hard to tell where the sky stops and the ground starts. You hear water rushing over the rocks nearby. You notice, as your eyes adjust to your new surroundings, you're standing on the edge of a cliff, a river raging below you, some 200-300 feet, crashing upon jagged rocks that slice the water. Wrong step here, and surely would prove to be the end for anyone. Mariel gasps and catches herself just before she takes a step off the edge. Far in the distance, all you can see is a gray wasteland of dancing shadows, all the shades of gray. But somewhere far in the distance, you see the towers of a palace, perhaps, and a glimmering black against the sky of equal black. It's odd that this shines in such a way. You look behind you, and what appears to be a blurry, dark forest extends along the area, maybe only 50 feet away. You don't remember a forest. Where are you? Doesn't seem to be any visible path that you could have come through there. Its thick, blackened underbrush looks burnt. In fact, the fog in the air as you touch it feels more like ash than fog. And you don't smell smoke or soot, but the fog has a texture. Looking to the sky above, you see a gathering of ravens circling above you, several 100 feet above, but circling, watching, waiting. The path follows the cliffside along a winding edge, sometimes so narrow that you'll have to turn your body sideways to pass. It looks like it descends down to the river, perhaps. Do you continue down the path? Or what do you want to do here?
I look around with my devil's sight, which means I can see in normal darkness and magical and non-magical senses, and see if I can tell anything different.
What exactly different are you looking for? In fact,
Like, are we in a completely different place?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
completely different place.
I look at her and I go, I think it's time to make a decision.
In
What?
fact, you know
What
where
are you
you
talking
are.
about, Tooks?
Yeah. I know where we are. And I look at her and I said, it is a time for you to make a decision about your path. Are you going to take your path or not? We go down this path to your path.
What?
Matches, you're about to meet the Raven Queen.
That's a great reaction. Are you going to follow the path?
I'll leave it up to her.
She says,
She
"Well,
goes down, I'll follow.
she'll start going that way tentatively, hesitantly, but she'll start leading
you
that
need
way."
to be 100% sure of what you're doing.
Yes. Are you ready to sell your soul to some otherworldly intellect in order to gain power?
Basically,
Yes.
I guess I'll find out.
it's not finding out. Are you ready? You need to be 100% sure before we go down this path. Any indecision could be your last step.
I've never been more sure of something in my entire life.
Okay.
I want this. I want this now.
Matches, you can stay or come. This is for her.
Oh, I've got to see this, Tooks.
And the path winds along a few slippery spots, but if you try to assist her in any way with magic, it doesn't work. She has to make this of her own abilities. You get to the bottom of this path along the cliffside. You can see that the river has widened quite a bit here. The water's calm and dark, though you can still hear the crashing and rushing of waves. More waterfalls, not too far away. A boat floats empty at the shore. its sails tattered and torn. The air's calm, but as you approach, the sails billow to full. A gangplank extends in a whisper on the air that all of you can hear. Welcome, my children. Welcome aboard. You're almost home. Matches, it weirds you out just a little bit that there's this disembodied voice talking to you. You know it can be done, but you're in a strange place. And they're talking about Raven Queens and selling your souls, and you ain't nobody's child. So,
Yes. I can already play guitar. I don't need to go to the crossroads. Metaphorically.
yep. You look up and you see the ravens still above you, watching you. Or are they guiding you? It's a little hard to tell. As you board the ship, it begins to glide across the water, almost as if it isn't even in the water, but rather floating somewhat above it. Reaching the other side of the river, the gangplank extends again, and the voice calls out, "Come, come, you're almost there." As you travel this realm of the Shadowfell, you can see the memories of your lives play out in the shadows, just on the edges of your vision. Everything from your early childhood, the orphanages that you grew up in, the homes you lived in your imprisonments, your friends, traitors, caregivers, authoritarians, everything is played back, but just in shadow. If you turn to look at it, to focus on it, it goes away, but then pops back, just as you look away. After a journey through your lives, you arrive at the only structure you've seen, a coal-black palace. The gates are closed with hinges that appear to be ravens, and as the gates open, almost as if they were timed for your arrival, fluttering down is a womanly, motherly figure. You're struck with the overwhelming sense of sorrow and despair and pain. Mariel falls to her knees, but quickly she struggles and regains her composure and stands back up. She knows she has to be strong. The feeling of loss exudes from everywhere around you. The woman's dark robes made of raven feathers billow around her to slow her descent. She floats towards Mariel and takes her face in her hand without a word, looks at you, Tux. My child, it has been far too long since we've seen each other. You've been away.
It has.
I've waited
This
for
is the
you.
one we spoke of.
Yes. I remember our first meeting when you were brought to me on death's door. You asked me to live, and I granted that for you in return for your service. She reaches out her other hand and kind of strokes you down the side of the face, lovingly. A little creepy to Matches, but, you know. You've done well. You bring me this new one, a child herself. What is it that you want, my child? Do you wish to have power and strength? Fortune, perhaps? Mariel says, she stands up, kind of bristling a little bit. But of all the times you've talked with her, her voice is now solid, strong. She knows what she wants. And she looks at the Raven Queen and she says, I want to be respected and accepted. I want to be looked upon as if I'm some kind of freak, just because I'm different than those that are like me. Can you do that for me? And the Raven Queen, with her hand still on Mariel's chin, looks back to Tux. You can see a dark flow of energy starting to build underneath the Raven Queen, between the two. And she says, that's easily done in return of a favor. And with that, the Raven Queen spins Mariel into her feathery robes and embraces her as Mother would a child who's been gone away too long. Muriel goes limp and falls asleep in her arms. Tooks, you and your companions. I think you stand the best chance. You always did like a challenge, didn't you?
Mm,
You knew there would be a day I would have an ask.
yes.
That day has come. For you see, the Shadowfell is fading. The light is creeping in. I can't see it, but I can sense it. The fading of the shadows. It's rip, a tear, something. I send out my ravens to investigate, but it always seems to be just on the horizon. Somewhere, someone or something is trying to steal the power of the shadow. Find this source and stop it. I'll be here for you always. I'll take care of this one. Can you do that for me, my child? And about that time in the distance, it appears black lightning crackles across the sky. Both of you can, if you look up at it, give me a perception roll on that. I know yours is high, but this is a quick arc of lightning. That one that's up there is the old one, I think, right? Yeah. Am I waiting on a laggy
No.
roll 20?
There's an 8 and a 15.
Oh, I don't see those yet for some reason. Okay, it's lagging on my end. All right.
Yep.
I got to 15.
All right. So
I got the 8.
Matches, you see what looks like a mountain range inside the lightning. Not like the lightning's in front of it. Not like it's illuminating a mountain range, but like just for a second, a glimpse, there appears to be mountains. It's just inside the lightning.
Like a crack in reality.
Perhaps, yeah, perhaps.
Excuse me, and I mean this with most respect, but what was that in the lightning?
I'm not sure. I'm afraid that is the source. We can't track it down. We can't catch it. My ravens are not fast enough, you see. But every time the lightning cracks, the shadows get a little thinner, and our world gets a little brighter.
That mountain range. Is that where it's at?
That would be my suspicion.
And are you referring to the mind flayers, the illicit? Are they trying to steal your power?
I wouldn't put it past them. Do you know? Are they working
It
against?
seems-
Oh, they appear to be pulling the strings of all the chaos that's affecting this world right now.
I hear rumor that the Fae are in war with one another.
Mhm.
Well,
There's-
I think there's potential that the illicit may have their hand in that as well.
And you are on a quest then to
Yes,
stop this already. Dear children,
we will need our others.
we will need more than that if it is indeed the Illithid. Very well, I'll see what I can do from my end. If you can keep me abreast of what's going on, please, Tooks, and I'll be in touch soon.
One moment before you
Do
go.
we take her with us? We need her to fly, and her weapons.
You don't need her.
Okay,
Not yet.
not yet. Train.
She'll be there when she's needed.
Okay. As you say. We will try to fight this from one side or the other. Because I don't know if we can get our ships in here.
Oh, wait.
Gotcha.
Am I to understand she wants us to come in here and go there to those mountains?
However we fix it, we fix it.
Why? I need to make sure.
So you're asking that question. Okay. No,
Yeah.
she says, no, it can't be fought from here. It has to be fought on the Prime.
That's what I thought.
The tear is coming from the Prime. It's something is leeching, siphoning, pulling at our powers. She
You know
says
what?
if there's nothing more.
Do I remember any mountain range that stood out to me like this inside any of the books that I have? Because I still have never returned to not one library book since this game started.
I know you haven't. Just off the top of your head, no, you would have to go back and look through them. And I know they're on the ship. But that image, when you close your eyes, it is like a photograph in your mind. You're not going to mistake it if you see it again.
Where you had us enter from, do you know what happened? Was that the Illicid which destroyed a whole mountain, took out a whole civilization?
It's possible that they had their hand in it, yes. You know they have powerful magics.
Yes.
Congratulations, by the way. I hear that you had a success recently against some of them.
Yes.
Yes, we're getting quite adept at taking care of it.
Good.
We will send as many souls to you as we can.
Well,
She smiles widely. Thank you, my dear. And I will send you as much as I can. If you need me, just call my name. And I'll be there.
The poor Magnus is
She
going, "Ugh."
embraces Mariel and scoops her up in her arms, rolling her into her robes, and begins to float back up into
one
the
question
palace.
before you go.
Yes.
What do you know of the dwarven magical weapon, Millhausen hammer? What was it, Tux?
Milgor? Aye.
Yes.
Mulligan.
Mulligan.
Yes.
Who has the mulligan?
One of our companions currently has one, and I have a bad feeling
I think it's corrupting her.
it's going to come to a head really soon.
Whose head should it come to? That is the true question.
Preferably whoever put it to her. You know what? And I'll look at that. The princess. Your mother did this.
The Raven Queen says, all I can say of the mulligan is it is a dangerous weapon, if not in the hand of the one who can control it.
How do we get rid of it?
Oh, you can't. Once that weapon has been brought forth to the Prime, only the
Okay.
powers of the gods can remove it. Or
How about this? How do we make it someone else's problem?
death and reattunement. The
So she
wielder
has
must be
died.
killed in battle and the weapon taken from their slayer.
Well,
That
I
weapon
get-
will only stop when no magic remains.
I guess before we start planning people's untimely demise, do we actually need this weapon on our quest?
Who's to say what you need if you're up against the Ilthid? They haven't been seen for 6 or 7 centuries now. It's been in hiding. They found a way, then they have grown stronger than they were the last time they were beaten back by the Githyanki, who have all but been eradicated.
if the hammer is left on another plane, what would happen to the whole one attuned to it?
If they're separated,
Why,
Mhm.
yes.
I think that the two would do whatever they had to be rejoined.
Just trying to think of ways to.
That's what I admire about you, Tooks. You're always thinking. Keep that up. It will save you one day. And for you, Matches, I know you don't make agreements. But I appreciate your willingness to help Tooks in this journey. Perhaps...
Well, I have plans, and I can't achieve my plans if this place is overrun with illicit.
Ah, yes, plans. Plans.
Now, you know,
I can
we
help
all
you.
have plans.
With those plans. If you ever need a hand, just know I'm here. I can help.
No disrespect, but I enjoy my soul right where it is. But I'll keep that thought in mind.
I only take the souls of those who go against our deal. Most of the souls I have are those who've come back to me after they've passed.
It really wouldn't work between us. I am rather hard-headed and like to follow my own path.
I understand, but should you ever change your mind or be in a situation where you think I could be of assistance, please don't hesitate.
Yes,
No, I'll be there
sure.
for you.
I'll be sure to have Tooks give you a call.
And she finishes with a long, slow retreat into the palace, almost as if absorbed by it. Right?
Fancy.
The feathers, the ravens begin to disperse, cawing. The dark begins to fade away, and you find yourself standing in that cave once more. And as your eyes adjust, a single raven feather floats to the ground and lands in the center of the cave. And upon touching the stone floor, it transforms into a black steel longsword.
Ooh.
I'll pick it up.
The handle and hilt make the body and wings of a raven. You pick it up and it feels perfectly balanced and lovely and powerful and strong. All right.
We'll have to check this out.
Match is like, well, what about me?
It's mine.
Where's my magical?
I never get an artifact.
You got a hat.
That's
You
a
got
guy with
wands,
3
you got a
freaking
hat,
magical
you got
ships.
ships.
You have ships and wands and hats and.
I mean, since when do you ever use an actual weapon?
Mm.
I have one. It's here somewhere.
A toothpick?
No, I have a mace that started with my character sheet.
It's on there somewhere.
I have a mace on my character sheet.
No, I have a mace. It's back at.
It's in my quotas. No, you use it as a cane, as a walking stick.
Yeah, so
Um,
I have a weapon. It's Leopold's.
That's right. And as you two are coming out of the cave, having this conversation, we'll jump to Vale.
So, as Vale is preparing himself to hear a lecture from Matches about now is not the time, I think in my head, and I grasp the scroll. And I think in my head, take me to the fountain.
Oh, I can't go there.
And Vale, you are instantly standing in that room, the fountain in front of you, the 3 empty chambers, the doorway behind you, the fountain flowing, perfectly clear, crystal clean water.
I look around. Do I see anything? Anyone?
Nope.
Does it look the same as when we were here the last time?
Minus 3 dead bodies.
Minus 3 dead bodies. So they're no longer there.
That's
Okay.
correct.
But it cleaned up.
Hello? Is anyone here?
Your voice echoes through the chamber. No response. Then a moment the water ripples and a shape of a woman kind of is formed out of this water.
Is it the same figure that we saw before that told us basically what the intention of the well was?
Yeah, pretty much. You've returned?
I have.
You know the price.
I do know the price. And I'm willing to pay it. I don't have very many people that I trust. I don't have very many people that I can count on. But the one that's been there my entire life, something's wrong. I need to make sure that she is okay. And at the same time, I've wronged another. It goes way back. But I've wronged another. And I need to try and make that right as well. And I go into the story of our trial and our brush with lycanthropy. And I feel like setting that right and trying to help my friend overcome this evil that seems to be, I won't say evil, this power that's overcoming her. I feel like it would give all of us a clean slate to do what's necessary to set the world right. Not set the world right in our image, but to make sure that the world is truly in balance.
Ah. Something you don't hear, Mitch, these days is talk of balance.
There's a group of people out there that want to eradicate large portions of the population because they don't think the world is in balance. And maybe it's not. But who is one person or one group of people to decide what balance is?
Indeed.
I'd like to draw 3 vials, if I can.
3 vials. It's quite the ask, but at least you're asking. And you're prepared to pay
I am.
with a sacrifice.
I am.
And what is it that you bring to me?
Bring me.
What good are the vials if you're mine?
If I can't walk out of here without the vials, then it wasn't meant to be. Maybe the world is in balance and I'm just mistaken.
You're willing to sacrifice yourself to save your friend.
I am.
Then I will grant your request. And your sacrifice is that you shall never be cured of your curse. You shall carry it with you to remember those that you have harmed for all of your days. This vial will not work on you.
Then
None
I'll
of
only
them
take,
will.
Then I will only take 2.
Very well. And 2 vials appear on the edge, corked and stopped on the edge of the fountain.
This first one, I'm not even sure how I would get it to them, but this first one is for Sariel. We went through something very big together. We grew up together. We experienced the trials together. I wronged them on many occasions, and it's because of me that they left. but somehow, some way, this vial will make it into their possession and they'll be cured. The second vial, I only hope it works. I'm not even confident that it will, but it's worth a try. But the second vial is for Brata. I need all the help I can get with her. Something's wrong. We got to fix it.
Good luck, my child.
No chance of a cure, huh?
For you? Not
Yeah.
now.
Not now. Okay.
You have to sacrifice something, Vale. You have to be selfless in this act.
Oh, I am. Maybe someday. Today's not the day, but maybe someday. We'll see if I earn it. We'll see if I earn it.
And as you get ready to leave, the voice says, remember, you're not measured by your deeds of good and bad, but by how you treat those around you. And that's the last thing you hear as you're reading that scroll to head back. Where are you going?
Well, I'm gonna go back to where I left from. Hopefully they're still there.
And you know that time acts is different here.
Yes. Yeah, how much time had passed real world versus where we were the last time?
It was let's see, it was 3 days had passed.
It was 3 days, okay.
Because you went in, fought the giant, walked
Mhm.
the labyrinth, were at the portal. So it was
Okay.
a day for each of those. So you're basically in the portal for a day.
Okay. All right.
Ooh, wow. Making it heavy, man.
Mhm.
Jeez. Wow. That was good.
Yes, I was gonna say I need to nominate Vale for an inspiration.
Yeah, I'm 100% with that, man. Absolutely. That's some great story. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little teary. Really, I have to pause for a moment because you went way back right there. I want to talk about that in the AMA. I really do. I want to do that because that you remembered a lot, and wow, a lot of story there.
So as I reappear, do I see my counterparts anywhere?
Yeah, before you reappear, hang on.
Okay. Yep.
Cooks, you have a question?
I was gonna say once me and Matches get back to the ship, I want to head to Brotav's room.
Okay, well, we're going to go to Brata next and see what Brata is doing while everyone has left the ship. And Brata, you're on board. What is it you want to do today?
So, I'm talking to the hammer. What is it that we are supposed to be doing next, Macmullen?
We wait for our time. So excuse me when you need to. I'm here for you now.
But when is it that I should use you?
Anytime you face the magic that is
What-
out against you, anytime you feel the need to destroy it, the need to put it away, I'll be here for that.
But when should I want to destroy the magic? The magic is everywhere. It is all around me. I can't wash the stink off if I tried.
Oh yes, drunk on the stink you are. It will subside in a few days. Let me help a little. And you feel the hammer squeeze a little bit into you. you've been carrying that sword and wearing the boots and had a lot of sunflower seeds. Sorry.
Don't choke.
Don't die.
Vale, you choked me up. Um, you've had a lot of magic on you and around you for a very long time, so there's a lot of magical residue on your body from the boots and the magic swords and all of that jazz. It subsides a little bit. The stench. You don't even like your own smell because you've had magic on you for so long. And the Magmullen, I don't know, we'll say it's a hammer. It kind of squeezes that connection point between your ghostly hand and your arm where you hold it, right? And you feel the release of a little bit of that smell, that desire to run away from yourself even. He says, it'll be all right. Well, it's hard adjustment at first, but you're strong, Brata. I'm sure we'll find a way. And he says, when it's time to slay a mage, just call my name. You'll be in battle. He will stare at you and raise his hand to cast. It's when you'll need me more than ever. I'll be here for you. All right. Anything else?
No.
Cool. And about that time, you hear on your door outside.
What is it?
I need to speak with you.
What do you want?
I know you do not care for magic at this time. That is your choice. That is your own feelings. But that hammer, you need to control it. You are stronger than the hammer. You need to learn to control it, not it control you. Otherwise, it will take complete control of you. And you do not want to be one of these zombies running around.
But it's Magmullen is my friend.
He can be your friend, but you need to be in control of yourself. You need to make the decisions for yourself, not the sword. Or the hammer, I'm sorry.
But it... Oh, you're right. You're right. Magmullen, you... No. I'm in control here. I'm in control.
All right.
Well, we'll see how well that works, but hey.
Tooks and Matches, you're not sure how long you were gone. Tooks, you know you went to the plane of the Shadowfell.
Mm-hmm.
So you did some planar travel.
Yeah.
It's actually been a day. Brata, you didn't really realize because you were in there with your hammer and brooding about magic. And you all are there. It's about midday, the second day at the crashed dwarven complex. Vale, you get back, you return.
Mm-hmm.
They have not left you. You're there.
Whew. Boy, am I glad you guys are still here. I wasn't sure if you'd be here or not.
Well, you did miss the big interdimensional jump and speaking to deity-like
Yeah.
entities.
We went
Did
for
I,
a
though?
little trip.
I don't know.
I went
We
on a
went
little
for our own
adventure.
trip.
I went on a little adventure. So
We're short a princess for the time being.
hey, where's the princess? Where'd she go?
She's with the Raven Queen.
Oh. Well, la-di-da. Fancy.
A princess and a queen. Hey.
A princess and a princess and a queen. Who would have thunk it? Matches.
Yes.
I need you to call for Clarissa.
I mean, I can attempt to. I don't know how much longer this would work, but
I think Clarissa will be interested in helping us out in this endeavor. It shouldn't cause them any undue stress or duress or danger, so I wouldn't think.
All right, I'll think really loud.
All right.
Clarissa. It's Matches.
And I make sure Vale knows what little we found out about the hammer
Okay.
and what I did afterwards.
I was afraid of that. But I may have something that'll help with that. I may.
She seemed to snap out of it for a few minutes at least.
Okay.
I don't know, since
Okay, good.
So you call a few times for Clarissa, no response right away. Not sure why, but you go down to your quarters and crack open the books, maybe? Do you want to go look for that mountain?
Yes, because I have an idea. I remember one of the books I was looking through. It had like some myth about a hero and going to some mountain.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably actually would have run to do that before I did anything else. But,
Okay. Yeah. So
it's cool. But,
no, we can.
I talked to him on the way. Yes. Oh no,
Yeah.
Vale came back, so that would interest me. So.
But you're still willing to,
Yeah.
you know. So
I had a thought. I will be right back.
Okay, sure. I mean, right now all I can do is wait for Clarissa to show up anyway, so.
Oh yes, about that. Yes, I called for her, as you can tell. And I don't know. You know, she did say she can't get involved. So
I understand.
Don't know how much more. But no, I have a plan. Vale, listen to me.
Yes, I'm listening.
Listen.
I'm listening.
I know that you want to destroy the OSG. I realize that, and I have no
do.
problem with that whatsoever. But just remember, it's the Illithid that are our enemy. They are the ones controlling the OSG.
I'm sure you're right.
I mean, we can waste our resources going around chopping up individual little pockets of OSG, or we can go directly to the source and end this once and for all.
Well, I think that ultimately they both die. So
Well, perhaps if the OSG is no longer under the influence of the Illithid, they will realize what they've done.
they've done too much.
I'm willing to
Too
give
many.
them an opportunity to renounce. But
All I'm saying is, remember, there was peace for several hundred years.
that is true.
All of a sudden, boom, a massive change, which happens to coincide with the Illithid's arrivals and interferences, you understand?
Yeah.
I mean,
And we've been asked by Aditi to help clear this up as well.
yeah.
Or I'll say I have been. Well, Matches was there too. So
I
maybe
was
he
there.
asked.
I was given the vision of the mountain.
I'm sorry, what? You've been given a vision?
Of the mountain where we must go.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. There are anthills that are big enough to be mountains for you. So where exactly are we going?
Oh, this fucking guy. Hold on.
right
I
on.
believe there's a book that sooner or later I'll have to return to some library somewhere, maybe
Uh-huh.
Clarissa's
in
library.
my quarters.
Okay.
All right. You run off to your quarters and you grab that book, and
I'll pull them all out, all the maps and everything. Just
Yep.
What the fuck happened to this table?
there's a little.
It's like
stuff-
someone beat the damn thing to death with a hammer. I don't.
They might have.
Yep. There are hammer marks all in the table. You pull out your maps and your books and you start flipping through furiously. Go ahead and make me, I guess, an investigate.
All right, if that's not high enough, I will use one of my flash of geniuses to bring that to a 20.
Okay. Yeah, either
Matter of
way.
fact, let's
yeah.
just do it.
All right. So you flash at you. Oh, wait. It was in this book. And
Yes.
you find the book, you open it up. And the legend that you're referring to is that of a warrior who traveled into the Bastion Mountains to face a foe to set the balance right, or whatever it is, however it's worded. But that's the legend that you're not worried about what the words say as much as the mountain range. And in fact, when you close your eyes, you open them, close them, and open them, it's that exact shape that you saw in the lightning that is drawn out, and it's in fact the same perspective of you standing on the ground looking at the mountains as it was in the lightning. I'll give you that with a 20 for your flash of genius.
Yes.
And I think this is a good place to wrap it for the session. You got to call into Clarissa. Flash of Genius gives you inspiration as to where you might need to head eventually. Vale has something up his sleeve for something, and Rata is losing her wits with this hammer, while Tooks
Bucking up all the
finally,
furniture.
after many years of devoting a life to the Raven Queen, has finally been rewarded with a task and a journey befitting that of a follower.
And a black sword.
And a black,
black
sword that
sword.
you still don't know quite what it does yet. So
Yeah.
perhaps you'll get matches to identify that while you're here stopped, if he wants to.
Oh yes, absolutely. Matches is always interested in magic, and sooner or later he's going to go. Oh, she threw the sword of gift overboard. Like one of the most powerful artifacts.
Yep. And eventually you'll find that out. It's going to be interesting how you find that out. But... All right. Anything else before we wrap up for the night, everybody?
Nope.
Everybody good? All right. Fantastic.
Yes.
Folks, this has been a roller coaster of an adventure night for us here on the United Adventure Company. Lots of highs, lots of very heavy role play. Good job to everyone in the cast. Bravo. Excellent work tonight. Yes, indeed. So until the next time, 2 weeks from now, for Welcome Home at 7 o'clock, 2 weeks Saturdays. Then let's see, Wednesday night we have Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. Jesse, are you doing weird this week, or are we recording that?
Tuesday.
And is that going to be live or recorded?
Live.
Okay. We'll do that live Tuesday night. And then stay tuned. If you're not in our Discord, make sure you join our Discord. There's some very, very exciting news coming up towards the end of this month, early next month. Some very exciting news for the channel. So join our Discord so you can hang out with us too. I mean, don't just get, we're pretty cool people away from the stream. Yeah. So come hang out with us in Discord. But until next time, we're the United Adventure Company. This has been Welcome Home. We love you all so very, very much. Give us the follows. Give us the subs. Until next time, stay out of our dungeons. Good night, everybody.
Night.